Alright, so we were making it out today to get you guys the 2-year, 10,000 mile thoughts on having the Triumph Bobber Black, or now just the Triumph Bobber. They don't have the skinnier big front wheel anymore. The standard Bobber is how you see it now. A couple things have changed, but mostly the same bike. Like I said, I have had this bike for 2 years, 10,000 miles. I did a 1-year checkup, and I still agree with what I said in that video. Essentially, if you buy this bike, you're buying it for the characteristics that you know that you're buying. This isn't a bagger bike for doing touring super comfortable, as well as it's not for dragging knees going around back roads, but I absolutely love this bike, which is why I've had it for so long, as well as I plan on riding this bike completely into the ground and rebuilding it and doing it again. I'm just going to basically wing it. Been trying to do this for a couple weeks now, and I don't know, I feel like there's not 3 things I can kind of pick out that I love about this bike, because I just honestly love the whole aspect of it. Like Triumph as a whole, I really enjoy as a company. I feel like the style of this bike fits me to the T, as well as obviously it looks pretty unique. This is actually a setup that I never see the Bobber done in, which I think is kind of crazy because of how beautiful it is set up like this. But also, with that being said, I use this bike for everything. I do either short back road rides, short highways, long days in the saddle. I drag foot pegs going around back roads. It does all of it for me. I like having the minimal aspect of this bike, so I am not trying to have really any storage permanent on this bike. I'll use a tank bag, maybe try to figure out a bar bag in the future, but other than that, not doing any rack or panniers on the back, just racking my backpack, and that's it. With that being said, this bike is not designed for long miles, but even with doing long miles, it definitely will get a little bit sore, but I understand that it's a characteristic of having the Bobber. Doing the Öhlins rear shock has been a huge upgrade. It's something I wanted to do that I stated in my 1-year review. I've had this for about 3,000 miles now, a couple months, and it has made a huge difference getting it dialed in for my riding style, but also that is not an upgrade that you need to do. I was perfectly fine with the stock suspension that just came up for sale for a price I couldn't beat, and it's company that I had on my BMW, so I knew that it was what I wanted to put on the Triumph. A lot of people always frown upon the suspension on this bike. They do sell upgraded models where you can get the Öhlins front and rear, get their limited edition one. This was just the basic one for 2018, the first year that they did the Bobber Black with a fat front tire as well. But the reason why I think they did that is because the motor and the heart of the bike is the same as what you would get on the other models, but obviously to make it a little bit more budget friendly, to get more people on it, they had to cut corners some places. And luckily, they did it with stuff that you can easily upgrade. The suspension, brake pads, which I haven't done, I'll get to in a little bit. But that way it makes it so more people can get this bike. It's super easy to customize and make it look exactly how you want to. And that goes with how I specifically have mine set up. And one thing that I like so much about this bike is they've made so many of the OEM Plus parts look so customized, so you know everything bolts up and fits perfectly, but it still transforms how the bike looks so much. I am going to make a bike check in the future to show you exactly what I have done to mine, but stuff that you can get from the local dealer where you bought your Bobber from. Get the rear fender, intake covers, oil cap, your ACG cap. You can get the short front fender. I'm sure there's something else that I'm forgetting. Those already have changed the look so much of the Bobber, as well as sometimes you don't even need to spend money. You can literally just take the cover off. It's already imprinted Triumph, and I don't necessarily know why they did that cap for no reason. Figured they probably drill it on other bikes, but on the Bobber they do not. So and I just bent the bracket for this to get the horn tucked in. But you can customize this bike so easily and make it look so unique. Another huge plus that I have for this bike, it always turns heads. Almost every single time I ride this bike, I get a compliment on it, so that's always a ego boost. But one thing I was going to say that I haven't done yet is upgrade the brake pads in the bobber. Even though it has dual Brimbos up front, I've only had kind of one close call with the brakes on this bike for over 10,000 miles, but I definitely want to get some new brake pads that bite a little bit more in the front for when I really need to lock up the brakes. Hopefully I don't, but it does happen sometimes, so I will be upgrading all the pads. Been trying to wait till they wear out, but I don't really use my brakes to a drastic stop that often at all, so they're lasting for forever, it feels like. Plus, with all the things I have done to this bike, it has been without a doubt everyday reliable. I've never had it not start once, knock on wood. But it makes me so happy that I can just jump on the bike, know it's going to go, and just get out and enjoy the time that I do have to ride. Another thing that is a huge plus to me, at least with my taste and my height and everything, is that I was able to put 6-inch rise bars on this with the stock cables. If you guys have any questions about how I have done any of this, most of it is first thoughts and install videos on anything, so go check out the videos I have posted for any information on that. I just absolutely love the Triumph bobber. You guys can see that from any of the videos that I've made. Is the bike that fits me to the T. That's another huge thing, is just buying the bike that fits you, your riding style, and your taste the most, because no matter what my thoughts are on this bike, if this bike isn't for you, it's just not going to work out. The best thing I can recommend is just actually getting to your local dealer and trying this bike out. You most likely will fall in love with it. If you do, obviously get it. If it's just not for you, like, it's not for you. But there's no harm with that. And if you guys are watching this, it already means that you're interested in the bike and you should just go check it out and take it for a test ride. If you guys have any questions of anything that I haven't covered in this video or any of my other ones, please let me know down below and I will help you out as best as I can. But I will, like I said, have a bike check of everything that I've done on mine. And this is pretty much how it's going to stay for the foreseeable future. I have a couple little things I want to do, but I'll state them in the bike check video. So I hope you guys have liked this video. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you have. Like I said, any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. And I'll get back to you, and we'll see you in the next one.